Welcome to the Coffee Clutch, a social gathering for good conversation over a cup of coffee. So grab your cup and let's get started. Now, these old sayings that we have looked at on this channel have a wealth of wisdom to share and can help us navigate life situations. They're a lot of fun to look at because they are common human experiences that exist from generation to generation and from culture to culture. Today's old saying is money talks, but wealth whispers. Now, I went to the Barry Popick website in which it says Money Talks was printed in several American newspapers in 1868. Money Talks and Wealth Whispers is a modern variation that was explained by Dorothy Dunnigan, a veteran jazz pianist, in 1989. She states that money talks but wealth whispers means if you've got money and a lot of it, you don't need to talk about it. It speaks quietly for itself. And I just love this idea because on the surface, that explanation is correct. If you really have money, you don't have to sit around bragging about it and talking about it. And in fact, it is unbecoming to do so. Rather, your surroundings and the way you even carry yourself will express your wealth. But wealth can mean something beyond the amount of money that you have. Wealth can be something that you can't actually buy. Someone can have a wealth of knowledge or a wealth of friends. You can put the term wealth in front of very many things that have nothing really to do with money. But they do speak quietly to who you are and almost to the dignity, the self-dignity and the self-worth that you have within. Money expresses a lot of things to people. When somebody has a lot of money, we typically think, well, they must be smart. They're very successful. They must be very happy. And while there's a good chance that those things are correct, they're also not necessarily true. But money has a way of speaking to us, and it tells a certain story. And most of us like that story, what money says about a person. We like the idea that somebody would look at us and think, oh, she's successful, she's smart. And so how do we have that same, or give that same impression, even if we don't have a lot of money? Well, it's through wealth. And wealth is something a little bit different. Wealth whispers because it's not about the garish things that we can buy and all the labels that express who we are. Rather, wealth is quieter. It's the way we carry ourselves. It's the vocabulary we use or the way we choose to express ourselves. That all says a lot about us. And oftentimes it will say whether or not we're educated, whether that education is formal or self-taught. It will say something about the value we hold about ourselves. What do we think of ourselves? You know, if we go around hunched over, don't have good eye contact, don't express ourselves well, that will give a certain message to the people around you. And oftentimes it's not a very good message. It's not an appealing message. When you stand tall, when you are gracious in your behavior, when you're tempered in your actions, it says a lot about you. And it says something good about you. And that something good is that wealth, part of the saying, that wealth of good things. It's a different way of looking at life, but I think it's an important thing. Money is lovely to have. I don't have any problems with people who are very wealthy and all the different levels of wealth that there are in this country. There are many. and all of that's good and fine. But what's more important is the wealth that lies within you. The wealth of, like we said at the beginning, the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of consideration, the wealth of friendship, the wealth of family. Those are the really deep and important kinds of wealth. So, as you navigate this life, consider what message it is that you want to send to people. If you want people to think you're successful and happy and have a self-worth, then you're going to want them to think you're wealthy. Wealthy in the ways that are important. Wealthy in the ways that whisper to other people that you have a self-dignity within you. You stand tall, you dress neat and tidy, you have good eye contact, use a good vocabulary for communicating. As I've gotten into this YouTube world and looked at different videos, I look at the comment section and it's rather distressing the number of times you will see the F word used in a comment. I just think, well, why is that? It's used for excitement, anger, frustration, anticipation. I mean, really, we have to do better than that. And that lack of vocabulary, that lack of ability to express yourself comes across as something very ugly, ignorant, not wealthy. And that's a shame. We have it within us to express ourselves, to carry ourselves, to educate ourselves in a true wealth, a wealth that has value, and in a wealth that exemplifies the dignity as a child of God. So remember that money may talk, wealth whispers, and I think the wealth is even better. So if you enjoyed what you heard today, go ahead, click the like, share this, be a subscriber, and until next time, enjoy that cup of coffee.